us how to make a tender and juicy dry-aged steak with a Bordelaise sauce is the executive chef of Castaway restaurant. Please welcome Chef Pollaci to our home. We're so excited to have you here. Welcome. As you can see, Maria, Allie, Paige, Cameron, everyone's at the counter here because they heard restaurant steak and they were in. But you're showing us how to make this at home. So you really are an expert when it comes to steaks, and you've implemented something you call a steak program at the restaurant with 4 different sauces.
Yes.
So explain the steak program.
So we'll offer something from a 32-ounce tomahawk from our dry age room to a 6-ounce fillet. So you really have a nice range of, there's different sizes, different cuts. We also have a skirt steak, dry aged ribeye. So there's a lot of different offerings for the guests. Yeah.
And it comes with all of them come with these 4 sauces that you have
Everyone
here.
gets 4 sauces because I like to give them options,
Why not? So what are the 4 sauces?
So we have our horseradish creme fraiche, nice and spicy. All right, we finish with a little bit of red wine vinegar to bring out some nice acidity and enhance the heat from that horseradish and black pepper.
Okay.
We have a classic Bordelaise sauce.
Yummy.
Okay, lots of tarragon, lemon juice, finished with a little bit of cayenne pepper.
So good.
All right. We have our chimichurri.
Oh, okay.
Which I really like to char tomatillos inside.
Oh, nice.
And we grill the jalapenos to kind of bring out that roasted flavor.
Man.
It's a nice smoky, smoky aroma.
And the Bordelaise, which we're making
And then the
today.
Bordelaise, which I'm going to show you.
So we start with a beautiful piece of dry-aged meat, which we have over here searing. So how long would we sear this guy?
So for this, here we have our zabuton cut. It's a short rib, essentially.
What is it called?
A zabuton. So this is Japanese. The direct translation is a little cushion, because you'll see it looks like
It does look like a little cushion.
little pillow.
Can I ask you this up here? You say you dry age in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Is it possible to dry age steak at home? How do you do it?
You can absolutely do it at home. You just want to be mindful of a couple very important things. Temperature, time is obviously crucial. The levels of humidity.
Oh boy.
And you do this in your fridge?
You can do it at your fridge. Just a little user note, I would use a fridge, maybe not your home fridge where you're in and out. Okay. Maybe it's the fridge in your garage.
I see.
That it's not, you're not moving that.
So it's controlled.
The meat around. Yes, it needs to be controlled. And you need to make sure you're regulating the circulation of the air, so the humidity level is very important.
So how long do we sear it on each side?
So depending on the cut of meat for this, at a high heat, I would sear it a minute and a half.
Oh, that's it, they're very quickly.
Yeah, I like to get a really nice crust on all of the outside. That's going to help, obviously, with the flavor.
Okay, and then
get a nice crust on the meat, and then we're gonna pop it in the oven.
For how long?
For something like this, I prefer it at a low temperature. I would say 300 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
5 to 8 minutes.
Okay, that is low for a steak, huh? All right, and look at that.
This is how good I am.
Oh my goodness, like that quick.
This is how we do it.
That quick. So I know you have a really interesting tip on how to know how well your meat is cooked.
All right, so I'm gonna share with you. This is the inside.
Because a lot of people do this thing with the thumb.
I think it's this.
Yeah, this thing, the palm. He's got a different thing.
So this is a little
thing.
restaurant trick. And many cooks, we've been using this for years. It's a cake tester. It's great for testing cake to see if it's done. But let's say you can get it at $1 at Ralph's, So what we're gonna do, we don't wanna make a huge incision, so you're not gonna use a knife, but this is essentially a pin, right? So no one's really gonna notice. And we're gonna bring it up to our lip, which is gonna be body temperature. All right? If it's cold, that's gonna mean it's
Needs more time.
very rare.
Oh, very rare.
And if it's hot, that's not good, because that means it's going to be well done. So I like to pull it out when it's just kind of coming to temperature, just getting warm.
Okay, so we've got to let this guy rest. So
It's
now he has
very
to rest
important
about
we're
5, 6
gonna let it
minutes?
rest. Yes. Very
So
important.
while the steak rests, we're going to make our beautiful Bordelaise sauce, and that starts with your sweated
Yes,
shallots.
we have some beautiful shallots over here, which we've started caramelizing. And so these are really nicely caramelized.
Add some aromatics.
Very good.
There you
we
go.
have thyme, bay leaf, very important.
All right.
So as these are going, the next step is going to be very important. Yes, our red wine,
The red
please.
wine. Yes, chef. You let me know. I'll do what you need me to do, chef.
You are a wonderful sous
There you
chef.
go. Thank you.
You are crushing it right now.
Thanks.
All right, so what I like to do is I use the term jammy, so we want to reduce it down to really intensify the flavor of that red wine.
Okay.
So it gets very, very intense.
So how much would you reduce?
I would reduce it at least 50 to 75%.
Oh, wow. So that's very jammy. Okay.
Yeah.
And how long would that take usually?
Depending on the batch, the size, something like this could take 3 minutes.
Oh, that's quick. Okay, and then we add, this isn't just beef stock, this is veal stock. So very rich.
Yeah, so we make the veal stock in the restaurant, of course. We roast all the bones. Your usual suspects. We have the mirepoix, tomato paste.
Right.
But when you buy it in the store, I think the most important thing that you want to do is make sure you get it with no low sodium or no sodium. Because as things reduce, obviously they're going to get more and more intense.
And that way you can control your salt.
Correct.
Now the vinegar you don't always use.
The vinegar, you know, cooking is always kind of feeling, yeah? And
would that depend on your wine if you add it?
It depends on the wine. It depends how much you reduce. Maybe it needs it, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it needs salt and pepper, maybe it doesn't. So that's kind of, you really need to feel it. One of the things that I always tell my team is, if you think it needs salt, it probably does.
Right.
You know, you season, you'll feel it in your mouth. When your mouth salivates, you're right there.
There you are.
You know what I mean? So the Bordelaise sauce will pair wonderfully with this steak because it has such a great fat content, really nice marbling. So that's why we want that Bordelaise sauce to be really nice and bright and acidic.
And speaking of salivating, I'm salivating.
No, I mean, it's so good.
I'd love it if we could plate this guy. So what do we do next?
All right, so we have here, this is a shallot marmalade, which what I like to do at the restaurant is when we strain this sauce, we have all those great shallots left over.
Sure.
So let's blend them, all right, and we're going to use that.
This is my favorite part. When you get an executive chef to plate anything, it's not. This is the difference between your home and a restaurant.
It becomes art, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now it's an art project.
Okay. So now we slice the.
So it's also very important. I like to kind of.
Okay.
It's
happening.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Go. Do your thing, chef.
All right. And then it's very important that not only that the meat rests, but the way we slice it. So we're going to slice. I'm sure we've all heard the term against the grain.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Different than wood.
That looks just like what I do.
When you're doing a DIY, you do the opposite.
Yeah.
Here we go. Lovely.
Oh. Wow.
All right. Look at that. That's a really nice medium rare.
That's great. And
this.
Beautiful.
Perfect. So we have some of our elephant garlic chips.
Which is delicious.
Yeah,
They're so
those
good.
are delicious.
Super fun.
Debbie's going in on those.
Everything.
Right?
Butter, because it's delicious.
Some coarse salt.
Some coarse salt.
Yeah.
Coarse pepper, and I'm going in, chef.
Okay, go ahead, Deb. You ready?
Oh,
there's more. Debbie. You gotta wait for it.
There we go.
Wait for it. There's the sauce that we just took the time to make right there off the
There you go.
off
That's
the
yours
stove.
too. Come on.
For more on Chef Perry, visit perrypollaci.com, and for the full recipe, go to hallmarkchannel.com. It is all there. Chef, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.